What's happening, everybody? Agent of Zion here with the Artificery League 17 top four between Vika and EcoMode, aka Daniel, one of San Diego's finest. And I'm actually really excited for this match because I think this is probably, if not the tier one match, then these are at least two out of the top like four or five tier one decks out there, right? These decks are super solid, they're super tight. Great players are going to be piloting both of them. It's going to be interesting. Um, I think Daniel is going to have a bit of a rough time. So it's very, very common for Chopper to be trying to get value out of that salvage arm or the grappling arm or what have you by rolling out and then pitching the salvage arm. Much less commonly the grappling arm, but pitching the salvage arm for the reroll on Chopper's dice, then using Chopper's power action to bring it back over onto Chopper and then boosting one of those dice that you just rerolled to something nice, right? Especially if you can flip it out there with C3PO's activation and just super boost. The problem here is that Face the Enemy really messes with those plans because if Daniel isn't super tight on his sequencing, then he could just find that salvage arm going right back to the top of the deck and losing out on that value, and that's pretty major. He also has issues with blowout removal into Face the Enemy or probe. I need to check Vika's deck list. Does he have probes in there? He does. He's got two probes, two Face the Enemy. He's got the one probe in his opening hand, and if that takes out Hidden Motive and Nullify, that's probably a problem for Daniel here. But that's not to say that Vika has an easy time of this. He doesn't have Face the Enemy in his opening hand, and Probe might not hit what he wants it to hit. This Entangle could get put to good use, and any turn in which Daniel can get an easy pickings done is going to be insanely huge. I would think that Chopper would be the target for Vika, but I guess he just wants something out there. There's no harm in throwing an extra bounty over onto somebody else. Uh, and Daniel sidesteps that sequencing issue that I was mentioning earlier quite nicely there. Just throwing down the salvage arm. He's not messing with anything. He wants to be able to either he wanted to be able to remove the dice and not worry about his salvage arm being lost. So outstanding move. Not worried about the disrupted seams, although I would think that an entangle would be just fine there. He's not spending his money on anything else, and he drops that down. And that cuts out the damage output from Vika quite a bit, especially if this Hidden Motive sticks through this probe. The Nullify would work too, but it's not the most ideal. He would prefer to have the Hidden Motive, I think, just to avoid boosting up the health of Vika at all. Electroshock almost certain to be used on one of these two chopper dice if Vika doesn't just pull the trigger and take both of those dice away with best defense. And we're certainly going to see this probe into two cards. There's absolutely no reason Vika wouldn't, I don't think. Or I guess he's just saying, my turn's already shot by losing two Trando dice. If you wanna throw more away, that's on you. This card not super useful here, not super relevant, but that is 3 damage on Chopper dice if the C3PO comes out, and then we'll see another switch over from R2D2 to make it even more painful. And Vika is threatening 5 damage here. He's going to throw that to the paid side almost certainly. And we're going to see this Hidden Motive pop out. So you cut that damage down, and he's hoping to hit. If he doesn't hit, it's going to go right back. Yep, and it does hit. And Vika just got hard limited to 2 damage in his first round, which is not great for him. Well, 3 damage, I guess, if you want to risk not resolving that 2 side. Weighing the options, what can you do for free? All you've got for free is Lothcat, which would have prevented 3 damage, and I'm sure Like would have been happy with that, or the second hidden motive in opening hand, which would have been either way. Can't really plan for double hidden motive in the opening hand, so good move to at least get a few damages extra out. Although I am wondering if he's going to just hold on to that other downgrade in his hand to try to get money off of the Knight's Lair. Not sure why Daniel is putting himself in the position to boost this discard. I think he'd be better served. I think he would have been better served by getting R2D2 out there and just keep the pressure on, keep threatening. There's plenty of things to do with the R2 focus, and there's plenty of ways that Vika could have messed with whatever die that R2 focus to. It is what it is. I'm also not sure that the shield was relevant there. I think I would have preferred to take the money, even given C3PO being the target rather than Chopper, which is odd to me. I'll have to ask Vika about that decision later, especially if he sticks with it in at least game 2, if not game 3. But the extra dollar would have been quite relevant here with the dagger. He wouldn't have to get it out on the field by overwriting the salvage arm with Chopper. And it looks like he's just forgoing that line of play entirely. 4 damage threat. Best defense them both away. And now with no money, already toss away the opportunity to get Dagger onto the field. Gonna have to switch that to a resource side, I think. Because one thing that Trandos does do very well is handle small numbers of dice. No matter how big they are, they can handle small numbers of dice. What they can't do is handle large numbers of dice. So just continuing to add threats to the field. Anything with 2 sides is fine. I think not getting the dagger out is a huge lost opportunity for Daniel. I think that might actually prove to give Vika a way back into this game after such an abysmal round 1. And yeah, Daniel can still overwrite the salvage arm. And then save $1 that way and go into the next round with 3 money. But being able to have that that die out would have been greatly preferred. Easy picking certainly going away. Although I think he would do well to take away the Lothcat at the same time and force any mitigation or removal to be paid. Being paid would prevent an immediate throwdown of Chewie's blaster next round, even without any resolved disrupt sides. So, good gets by Vika there. And he's going to have an entangle going into next round as well, which is going to lock Chopper down even. Almost certainly not going to pitch to reroll with that entangle. I say that, he rolls double blanks. I think he's more likely just to pitch that bounty, though. That entangle is a get out of Chopper free card, especially when you're this flush with cash. Daniel's still just passing instead of overwriting the salvage arm. There's literally no reason not to overwrite that salvage arm. Unless you, I guess in this position, you're happy to save the money for automated defense. But all you're really doing is playing a delay game. And now you're out of the money. You haven't added any threats to the board, and you're still going to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. At this point, do you just throw it in the chopper? There's no dice added onto the field. There's nothing threatening that C3PO can do. I think you probably just throw a fuckload into the chopper here. 8 damages, or you could just kill R2 outright. That hardly seems worth it. I think putting Chopper on death's door, especially with a riot shield already deployed onto C3PO, is probably the right call. And by doing that, oh, he is continuing to go for 3PO. Yeah, it's a kill. It reduces things, but Chopper just too much value. Plenty of dice upgrades, but no money to spend them. And 2 of these dice are going to go away to entangle. Maybe. Spending all the cash last round puts Vika in kind of a weird spot where he needs to keep up the pressure. He needs to keep going with it. But that's difficult to do if you're spending money on mitigation. In a situation where, you know, probably just the electroshock does enough to keep the wounded Trandoshan from dying. A double dead or alive? There's any reason not to do double dead or alive. I wouldn't think so. You get your money back immediately, and then you have more money to spend later. The fickle fight is about to get real once one of these Trandos dies, and I think having that extra 2 cash from the dead or alive would have been good. See if Vika remembers that dead or alive money. Something I forget entirely too often for my liking. Disrupt here is actually relevant. Disrupt here is good for both players. So I think Vika is well served by just entangling both of Chopper's dice. Just because of all the utility that those give. Just in general, they can mess with future plans. So yeah, you could take 3 damage off of the Anakin saber. Call it another 2 from the R2, and you will get away with murder, basically. Trandoshan, one of your Trandoshans, both of the Trandoshans would be going into round 3, and I think that's just spectacular for Vika. So odd that he doesn't entangle. Very, very odd. Brief window here where Vika is not easy pickable. And yeah, we'll just call that a Vika roll. I'm familiar with those. Daniel, you have my sympathy. Can you afford the Lothcat? If he Lothcats here, Vika actually takes away that money side. That leaves Daniel in a real shit spot. Opting instead for the cash, prompting 6 damage, if not a probe. Although, why you would probe here rather than just slamming 6 would be entirely beyond me. I think you take the 6. I think you take the battlefield, and then Dead or Alive is paying big. And Vika is just playing with fire here. He hits it 100%, but that's a weird move. He's gonna get an extra 3 damage out of it, which will be enough to kill Chopper and get $1 back. But I still think that was a risk better off not being taken. I have to see this dagger overwrite. There's nothing else that Daniel can do. Oh no, he's already overridden with the. Will Vika remember his dead or alive buddy? Yes, he will. Much better at this game than I am. And just nothing's really coming up here for Daniel. Does have the resistance crate speeder, but too much health. Still 20 health remaining across the field. I don't think R2 can get there by himself. But Daniel, Trooper, he's going to try to fight through it. 20 health to 10. With plenty of autofocus. But if I can not giving an inch, not even an inch, moving that damage over to the IDT, I would not be surprised if his next move is just to activate the IDT and then face the enemy just to drive it all home. You just best defense here? I think you do. Because IDT actually has 1 more health than those Trandos, so even a perfect roll on R2D2 is not threatening until the salvage run comes out. At which point, risky move does the thing. Interesting discard there. Why not the dagger? Also, if you are worried about the money, like if you're worried about the money, you discard dagger there. Because then either way, keeping your field medic up, or if Chopper, or not Chopper, if R2D2 rolls the $1, you take the $1, then you have Great Speeder plus field medic money. That was odd. Very much overvaluing this dagger here. In my opinion. I think that rocket booster is actually a better die for him because it's 1 more 2 shield side. And yeah, he can, or Vika can just queue up a ton of damage and not care about the 2 shield side. But just getting 1 more round and getting some dice off the board, even at this point, even if all it is an IDT die, would have been good. What was that? But first of all, he's got to get through 10 damage, and there's 10 on board. Field medic not helping before damage is actually dealt. So we're going to move on into game 2. And we'll see if things go go a little bit more Daniel's way when he has access to the abandoned refinery, which is something I didn't mention earlier. That helps quite a bit by being able to go from a salvage arm into something like a dagger or an Anakin's lightsaber onto C3PO or R2. Provides a ton of value when you're on it. It's difficult to sequence, kind of weird, but it also helps a little bit against face the enemy if Vika's not paying attention which card goes on top, because it does draw you a card, and it's mandatory that you draw a card. If I could keep Desperate Measures in his opening hand, I would, just because you figure you're gonna pitch to reroll once, and if the opening action from Droids is to drop down that Luke's X-wing or that Resistance Great Speeder, that DM really pulled a lot of weight. But he does have the most important thing, which is the Dead or Alive in his opening hand. Got to keep that money going with or without Knights. And Daniel's putting in some thought process there. He says, I want the shield. I don't want you to get 2 more health, but you can have Night Sister Lair. I think that's a mistake. I think going for the Abandoned Refinery is still worth it, even right now, when all you have is that grappling arm, because of Face the Enemy. Face the Enemy into a handful of removal, you know, maybe you do end up with another upgrade in your opening. And Trandos is very action heavy. I don't think it would be too difficult, even not getting the round 1 benefit of the Abandoned Refinery. I think you can hold on to it and get that benefit in round 2, where it's not as good, but it's still, you know, pretty dang decent. It's certainly better than putting Vika in this position where he is now, where he has all the money in the world provided by that Dead or Alive. I don't know if he's bluffing Face the Enemy, or if he's just like praying to roll into easy pickings here, because that's a weird rollout. I can think of nearly no reason why that would happen. Yeah, seems fair. Also seems fair if Daniel just snap resolves that disrupt. That he will just give more money. Are we gonna see an entangle? If he entangles here, like that's the entire round 1 gone. Doesn't need 1 money, I don't think, for 8. Even if he loses 2 dice, no, he can't get there. Not 8, but he can put a hurting on somebody. That's for damn sure. 2 focus here, probably. Damages. Somewhat of a lucky focus roll. I think just shooting for the 4 damage and chunking one of these randos down to half, and kind of hoping for a good instigate, maybe would have been the play. Super not a fan of threatening the. I don't think that was necessary. As it stands, that 1 disrupt actually, basically, it only equates to 1 extra damage. Unless this reroll is like absolutely shit ass terrible from Vika, and it would have to be. It would have to be absolute dog shit. So you will get 3 focus. And he'll lose 2 of the dice in total, but focus is 3 focus. And I think you probably take the shield and you put it on with no money showing, probably put it on R2 just to prevent an easy 8. Make it all 9, make it awkward. Even if you lose a dude, it takes an extra die to get it done. You can leave the grappling arm out there and bluff Lofcat, which I still think should have been 2 extra days. There's not entirely too much single die removal. That isn't a blowout either way, whether like doubt fucks with the 2 damage just as well as it fucks with the 4 damage. I don't know if he was just worried about another risky move or an electric shock or something, but if you're focusing to the disrupt and the damage, then he's going to spend the money on the damage. I don't know. Weird way to be. And I think it's very easy to say this, being top down God mode perspective, but preventing the Death Trooper from being able to focus there would have been for Daniel. Right now, what he's going to have to do is chain his risky move onto 2 of these dice to try to stop page side. I guess he doesn't have to chain it. We'll see this pitch to reroll almost certainly. But Vika without hand information, very concerned about easy picking. So I guess he just offered up the modified sides of value dice. Try to bait it out. And Daniel doesn't have it. But does Vika know that? Vika soul read Daniel here. Says fuck it. I'm not trying to think about that either way. If you have Lothcat, fine. If you have Nullify, fine. If you have Hidden Motive, fine. But I don't want to get picked. I can use this 2 focus over here to queue up 8 damage. Get it done, and I can do it in a way that works out for me. You can just change 1 of these dice at a time. Basically now has to give up the ghost. He has to pass or claim. And the jig is up. Go to R2 or Chopper. I think it goes to Chopper. It has to go to Chopper here. Putting Chopper 1 damage away. In round 1, only taking 2 in return. This was a spectacularly bad opening hand for Daniel. I think he did it as well as he could. It's just he got himself baited into the double disrupt there. That really messed with it. I think he's tilted now. Keeping 4 single die removal with only 2 money. Seems like tilt. I think ditching at least 2 of those cards to try to draw up into Riot Shield to override would have been good. Just to, if nothing else, than to absorb just 1 more die. Now, what's interesting here is that Ewok Ambush or Instigate in this position actually makes this 3 damage incredibly threatening. Unless this Trandoshan rolls particularly well. If the 3 damage goes through, the Ewok Ambush or the Instigate would allow R2D2 to come out and then get 3 more damage for the Trandoshan kill. And that's what Vika's weighing right now. Is like, do I spend this Entangle on those 2 dice to prevent that from happening, or do I just try to get what I can get? I've got a 75% chance to roll at least something that Daniel has to deal with in one way or another. And he does get that, so Daniel is probably forced to near miss here. And he'll be forced to near miss again on the Trandoshan focus. Because again, the tempo aspect here to force uh, responses is what's keeping 2 money in the bank in an entangle. We'll pop that out. He almost certainly turns it to the 3 side, specifically to avoid field medic or riot shield from impacting things. He doesn't. He just puts on the 2. That was weird. I mean, it didn't matter either way, but I think that was a mistake on Vika's part. Although I guess like if it's field medic or riot shield that pops down, then he rolls out IDT and he focuses there and hopes that the Ewok ambush doesn't exist. Because by forcing Daniel to spend both of his money, it turns off instigate, and there is only one Ewok ambush in the deck, so I guess it gets there, but weird. Yeah, here's the entangle. Worried about the auto damage. And Daniel's like, I've got 3 mitigation in his hand. I am taking my money. Why would he take the chopper money? There you go. Take that C3PO money. Another Trandoshan coming out. Another 75% chance to lock Daniel into sequencing. And he is actually getting very lucky by not. Well, Daniel's getting very lucky by not needing to remove more than 1 die at a time here. Does have 2 mitigation cards left in his hand. That would just lock him into nothing but resource gain for the rest of this round, plus 2 damage, essentially. Unless R2D2 rolls pretty well. Could find himself getting 4 damage across. But my gut instinct is 2. I don't believe in this R2D2. Michael looking through this. What are we doing? I think you're out of mitigation now. And it is quite the feat. It's quite the interesting feat to get Chopper to basically stay alive, barring a good reroll here. But man, this is still not the position you want to be in, where you only have 2 damage. And oh my God, R2 did it. R2 did it. There's 4 damages. Now here's the problem. Here comes a Fickle. Why would you not play Fickle? Why would you play Conscript Squad here? Vika, what are you doing? Shouldn't it be just 100% Fickle all day? Like even if you even if you don't kill Chopper, even if you don't kill Chopper there, and Daniel takes the Fickle away from you with his money, wouldn't you just keep the DM? Fuck it. I tried. I tried to kill. Tried to kill. Didn't work. But you spent 2 money. I'll take 1 damage on my IDT. I think Ficklewood is like 100% the better option here. I mean, the IDT, I guess, is going to get it done regardless because of that Conscript Squad rollout. The IDT does have the power action to switch over to the 1 range damage. But he's going to have 4 damage queued up, and I think it's worth the overkill. Just to get out from under easy pickings. Because with 2, what do you call them? With both of the automated defenses gone, both of the near misses gone, 1 of the hidden motives gone. Like easy pickings is the only thing that blows you out from here. I think you just overkill. You say fuck it. I think you just say fuck it and you go. You go hard. And you kill Chopper and then you get to do whatever it is you want for the rest of the game. And yes, The Ewok ambush or the instigate does kill one of those Trandoshans, but you don't have salvage stand. He doesn't have any other damage dice on the field without opening himself up to some aspects. And did he just re-roll off of the one side that was keeping? Oh my God, Vika, what are you doing? Okay, he called himself dumb, I guess. This round is a travesty. This was a travesty. What the hell is happening? This league is supposed to be a respectable exercise of skilled players. And now I'm ashamed. I mean, you just instigate here. Like, you absolutely instigate. And whatever's left over, you lockjack with it, right? I would have done Chopper. I would have felt it. Any one damage side. So what is that? 66% chance of failure. Oh, 66, 40 something plus 1 out of 6. I don't know. I would have done Chopper there. Without multiple die removal and the only removal being an off tempo Lothcat, I would have gone out with Chopper on that instigate. I mean, with that roll, it fucking fails miserably. But, you know, what are you going to do? It's like it had like a 63% chance of success, and it used up your Lothcat, having just run the number. That's what I would have done. You're battling this far uphill. I think that's the thing you can. Vika just throwing away value after value. Yeah, I guess he's gonna get his stuff. He wants his bounty, but man, that didn't need to happen, like at all. Guess it doesn't matter. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. This 3PO rolls a shield here, and things could come back. Ends up not happening. Chopper eats shit like the dirty droid he is. I think this Chewie's blaster needs to come out rather than the crate speeder. Because the crate speeder can get DM'd. And that's a mistake. That's a mistake that Vika would have loved to have been able to capitalize on. But oh well. I guess it lets salvage arm come down on R2D2. Yes. Crate speeder could roll resource, and then you get Chewie's blaster. Value City, as Daniel is himself fond of saying often. But with no other mitigation, we're talking about 4 damage minimum coming across. That IDT focus, plus whatever that conscript squad rolls, is going to put a hurting on the two remaining Fateful Companion. What are they saying? Looking away. All right. It's 3 damage threatening, but, you know, I think Sinister Piece into that bounty just shits all over it. That would have happened if it was Chewie's as well, but weird. Did bait the probe. Good job, Daniel, there. A lot of people would have just dropped that salvage arm down, but you know, no disrupt threatening, no disrupt available except off the conscript squad. Why not pass? Bait that probe. Could have baited the probe, could have baited face the enemy. Now he can spend it. I don't think he can pitch this Chewie's blaster, not even for a reroll. Like the shield, the money doesn't matter. He needs a die, and if he wouldn't have drawn up into Anakin, the dagger, and that's a pretty feels bad situation. What? I'm fucking confused. I mean, yeah, you don't want to end up in a position where you don't have any bounties, but still have one DM left, right? Still has one DM. You're not worried about the sports so much. Why wouldn't you kill R2? But nullify in play. You just roll out 3PO here. That salvage arm feels bad to throw away like that, but I see why he did it. Not sure what the optimal way to get through that would have been. Blank on rate speeders. Really just. Why? Why? Damn it, Vika. Why would you not entangle? You have nothing but money. Why would you not entangle those two dice? Those two dice are super high value. And like, what if 3PO rolled out right now on focus, and then you're sitting there with dick in your hand, staring down a fuckload of damage? But Chewie's Blaster, that's about how it usually is for me. Vika not getting any help. Not Vika. Daniel not getting any help on these rolls. Just in general. Unusable chopper dice earlier. Unusable crate speeder earlier. And Chewie's Blaster, continuous source of disappointment for everyone. No Ewok ambush. No money for the instigate. Looks like R2D2 is going to roll out naked here. But you know what? Good fucking play, Daniel, because that makes a whole shitload more sense. Because even if C3PO doesn't roll money naturally there, like the odds of him not rolling money and not rolling focus are so low, you're gonna end up with that extra $1, which he needs for the instigate rollout, and he can just chunk, just half health one of this other Trandoshan. Gets him around any sort of removal, gets him around all the blowout stuff, and then it would leave him with a die left out there with anything else going on. So good play, Daniel. Good thinking. Is there a world in which you don't take 5 damage or 4 damage? Oh, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I would have spent the money. He's got a disrupt showing. I mean, maybe he's trying to just bait him to solve the trend. But like, your dude is dying, regardless. Is the shield relevant here? Did he plan that out? Did he think about that? One of those base sides is going to go away. Fine. What's the difference between 5 and 6? I don't think there is one. The only difference on 5 and 6 if Trandoshan doesn't roll into something that you need to buy. Like at all. And he spends his one focus on the Trandoshan. Declines to flip the Death Trooper over to a base side. That's 6 here. Oh, duh. He needs the shield for nullify. Okay. God, I gotta stop second guess. You're just gonna take 8? What if you take 8 into R2 right now? If you take 8 into R2 immediately, like there's nothing that stops R2 from dying. I think Vika should have seen that as well. All the single die removal is gone except for one hit, right? Like, why wouldn't you just throw an immediate into R2? You have to think that he's got. But you have to be concerned about it. And if you're not concerned about nullifying now, you're concerned about. Uh, there the other instigate? No, it's the Ewok ambush. Like R2, regardless of anything, with a shield showing, with knowledge of the deck list, with a whole damn Chewie's blaster on him, and your Trandoshan one Ewok ambush away from death, I think you had to have just slammed 8. Given the opportunity, slam 8, put R2D2 down, 1, and then if it's Field Medic or Riot Shield, so be it. Field Medic or Riot Shield, you're still able to get there with the Trandoshan focus later. I'm not sure what the thought process was, or if there was one. But yeah, Nullify has to happen. I mean, R2's dead either way. Spend your fucking money, punk. Spend your money. Thanks for the shield. It's absorbing 1 damage for me. Everything's hope. No Ewok ambush regardless. Does get the useless Ewok Vikings. Absolutely no mitigation. No way in hell that T3 you're alive. Even with 3 shields. Even if he picks up 3 shields here. Coming up 8 damage is as easy as for Vika. Don't have a face the enemy. I see a whole lot of who gives a shit. I still think this game came down to the first round. And the bad draws really did not help Daniel out. A whole lot of wrong that happened with the first round because of that bad draw. But I think not taking refinery kind of made it. We've seen him have to do things like overwrite salvage arm. Or not be able to afford something else and make profitable use of Chopper's ability. I think Chopper's power action only got time this game, whereas it could have been twice, possibly 3 times. I'd have to go back and rewatch it. But yeah, the 3 shields. Oh yeah, you can't even spend. Can't even spend. Not even 3 shields, 2 shields, 7 damage, even easier. Got 5 of it already. He's got 6 of it already, basically, with his focus on board. No free mitigation left except for Lothcat, I think. Now 1 Lothcat, 1 hit. Here's 7 with the focus. All right, now he needs 8. Still not tough. 9 with the focus. Like, can I please stack shield? Will you let me? But even with that extra shield, all he would face the enemy is going to go ahead and give up the game. Like, what do you not want? It doesn't matter. Pick any 2 cards. Probably put, just for the sheer hell of it, put Entangle and Easy Pickings back on. So, even if it mattered in the slightest, if this game was going to go another round, you put Entangle and Easy Pickings back on top here. Force your opponent to draw 2 shitty cards next round. Can't pitch them in between. I don't know why. I don't know why Vika's thinking. But yeah. Daniel sees the writing on the wall. Viking can do basic math, I thought. Even though he'd been fucking up. But the power of Trandos prevails. Vika's moving on to the finals. Daniel's taking his leave of this sorry mess in the top 4. Congratulations to him. Thank everybody for watching the season 17 top 4 match. I hope to bring you the other top 4 match. Oh no, I think that already happened. I'm behind on my times. Yeah, that's already happened. So Rathian will be posting that. He did that commentary. It's kind of a race between him and I guess, at this point, to see who gets their stuff up there first. I might actually have already lost and not known it. But regardless, thank you for watching. See you in the finals. And take it easy, everybody.